Hello and welcome back to Damn Kind Conversations. It's been a minute, and that is because I've been working on a series of deeper learnings for season 1. The way it's going to go with this podcast is we are going to do it in a seasonal format. So what does that mean? It means that we're going to have periods of discovery where we're interviewing people on an ongoing basis, and periods of deeper reflection, where we'll be taking time out, moments of pause, to really distill the learnings from the conversations that we're having. Why? Well, I think a lot of podcasts out there have rolling interviews that just go on and explore new conversations in deep ways, which is wonderful. But I think, wouldn't it be great if we just stopped now and again, if we slowed down, if we looked back before we look forwards? I feel like that's missing, and that's something I'd like to do here with this platform. Over the coming episodes, I'll be sharing with you what will be my key learnings based on my burning questions and the answers that have been given to me, or the answers that have come out of the conversations that I've had thus far. Okay, let's talk a little bit about methodology. So what's been the main research questions I've been asking? The driving force for this season has been guided by my particular set of burning questions that I'd like to share with you now. How do you retake your passion? Have you ever lost your passion? And what did you do to get it back? Is kindness good or a hindrance? How do we maximize empathy without getting lost in the other? Why do we hide? What do we trust in? Or what do you trust in? How can you be raw and vulnerable publicly without destroying your own credibility? How can you let go without totally unplugging? And what's your empowered move? These have been my burning questions over season 1. I'd like to take a minute also to just express what I think is a hypothesis around healing. So in exploring these questions, I recognize that these are deeply personal questions and somewhat abstract at times. They reflect my own personal journey towards understanding a moment of healing for myself. But this is a very broad term, and I want to encounter some specificity, it's a hard word to say, for future guidance. My hypothesis is that by delving into these questions, I will gain a more nuanced understanding of the facets of healing itself, weaving these insights into my narrative, and potentially, maybe it will resonate with you. Some people read books or watch TV shows. I do this too, but for me, I greatly benefit from intimate dialogue with people that have lived experience, relevant studied knowledge, and a passion in the domain I'm exploring. And so, as you've seen for season 1, I've conducted in-depth interviews that in one instance are just merely podcast episodes, but also in another, as a whole, maybe taking a step back, serve to answer these burning questions I've set out to explore. I'd like to start by first properly introducing the experts who kindly agreed to participate in season 1. Heather LeFevre, my first boss, who has undergone a personal and professional transformation to become a health and well-being strategist. She's helping so many people live robustly.
I'm the person who wants to ask the question behind the question.
Katherine Brooks, a complete stranger who serendipitously considered renting a room from me, who happens to be a coach for men dealing with something called nice guy syndrome.
The nice guy lives by the worldview that if I'm nice and I'm agreeable, then that means I deserve love and belonging and to get my needs met. So he's really hooked into this transactional agreement with the world.
Schambra Stevens, my fellow cinnamon bun connoisseur, who also is a highly experienced marketing professional turned coach who emphasizes actionable kindness in his practice.
Being kind, kindness is an action, right? right? It's something that you do in your words, in deeds. It's something that it's a physical manifestation. It's a verbal manifestation.
Olympe Bille, a close friend from my social network. She's someone I've seen grow and branch out into so many fruitful avenues. She's a trainer, a coach, pre-postnatal optimizer, and also a singer-songwriter.
That's the thing, as women, we learn quite early to suffer in silence. So it's part of it. This shall go. Oh, it's just, I'm suffering, but I'm just gonna not say anything. No, you have some tools that can make your life a little bit less difficult.
Bonnie Wan, a highly esteemed brand strategist and now author of The Life Brief. I would never have had the chance to connect with Bonnie if it were not for a wonderful and well-timed introduction from a fellow friend who couldn't help but see the friendly fit.
I found being in a creative field that you can't be generative if you can't be generous. It all has a momentum in exchange. People won't bring their most creative ideas, their most creative selves, if they aren't coming into a space of kindness.
I want to thank you all so much for your participation. These conversations, they were wide-ranging, but despite using the same set of questions with each individual, there was a rich exploration for each conversation. No one dialogue produced the same answers. This in itself is a thing of wonder and truly exemplifies the compound benefit of reaching out to the world with gentle curiosity. So what did I learn? What are my insights? Over the coming episodes, we'll be exploring some key themes from connection, vulnerability, kindness, control, and surrender, and I'll be giving you my perspective on the significance of them in relation to the burning questions that I've set out to explore. Hope you enjoy this. Thanks for listening, and see you in the next episode.